Manuel, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can we start with team news? Anything positive to report on either of your two centre-backs, Mangala or Company?
Well, about the squad, we have injury Vincent Company, Clichy, Fabian Delph, Sami Nasri.
So Mangala is fit for the weekend?
Mangala is in the squad list for tomorrow.
What about
also Kelechi, also Bonnie, Wilfred, the three of them.
And what about the situation with Vincent?
Vincent continues recovering from his injury calf, and we'll see the way he improves the next weeks.
Is that something that will stop him joining up with Belgium for their games?
Yes, Vincent can play.
So from a positive point of view, this international break might give you a chance to recover some key players?
Well, of course, because it's not normal as we had in the last weeks against Sunderland. We had 11 players injured. After that, we have an average of 7, 8, 7, 6. So I think it's too much, and I hope that in this international break, most of them will be fit.
How important was that goal in Germany to win the game to perhaps change the state of mind after 2 defeats in the Premier League?
Well, it was very important because it's very difficult to qualify if you don't have any points in the first 2 games. I think that maybe we didn't deserve to lose here against Juventus, but we did it, and maybe there and we won in the last minute. But I am very happy about the character of the team. It's not easy to come from 1 goal down and in the last 30 minutes to play in the way we did. So that demonstrates that we have a strong team with a strong character, and we can play the same way in Europe than here.
And how difficult has it been to retain or rediscover the momentum from September, the 5 games, without key players available or fit? Has that made it more difficult?
Yes, of course, it's more difficult because we are just playing with the same names every game, and it's difficult to play so many games in the high intensity with a high pace when you do not have any change to make. So I think that's a merit of the players. We will try now to finish tomorrow with a good game here at home and try to win 3 more points in the Premier League.
Louis van Gaal this week talked about players being tired because of so many games. Is that a problem in this country for coaches of big teams in big competitions?
No, I don't think that they can be tired starting in October. We're just starting the year. Of course, if you play 6, 7 games in 1 month with the same players, maybe those players can be a little bit tired, but that's why you have a squad, you try to make changes, and that's why it's so important not to have injured players. But of course, I think that in the Premier League, the pace of the Premier League is very high. It's very high, maybe higher than in other leagues. And maybe that can reflect in that in Europe, the English team does not play with the same pace, but I think that players are able to do both things.
As Manchester City, you're always expected to win here at the Etihad, but did Newcastle's performance against Chelsea perhaps show you that might be more difficult than people imagine?
We always expect to win, not only here at home, away also. It's very important to win everywhere, and it's very important to play at home or away in the same way. That's what we are always trying to have, a style of play. Tomorrow we have a difficult team here, Newcastle, as you said, that they play very well against Chelsea. They play very well also against Manchester United here in Manchester. They draw. So we expected to, as always, to have a strong team in front of us and to try to make a good game if we want to win.
Thank you.
You've conceded, Manuel, 6 goals in the last 2 league games. How much of a concern is that for you?
Well, maybe part of important of the 5 first games that we won was that we keep clean sheet. Always it's more easy to play when you are not 1 goal behind or 2 goals behind because you play faster than you need. But maybe it's not excuse, but in the goals that we concede, especially against Tottenham, where 2 clear offsides. Against West Ham, I see that we are not so strong in defending. I hope that we are going to return to our starting performance in the way we defend. Not only I'm talking about the linebacker, I'm talking about the whole team.
Given Joe Hart's performance midweek, how much of a boost is it to have him back?
Well, Joe is always important. I don't think that he was able to play against Tottenham with just 1 work and with pain in his back. Maybe you can force he could do it, but I don't think that was at the moment when we have so important game against Borussia on Wednesday. Now he will return to his normal position at the start of the 11.
Just finally from me, with United not playing until Sunday, does that give you an extra incentive to win the game because you know you can return to the top?
No, we are not thinking about the top of the table at this moment. We are thinking to try to have a good performance, to add 3 more points. The important is to be at the top of the table at the end of the season in May. It's important to win points here at home. We dropped already 3 points against West Ham, and I hope that tomorrow we win again here.
Manuel, it's always interesting when teams have been playing in Europe. It can create some interesting results the following day. Obviously, after the Juventus game, you lost at home to West Ham, which was a big surprise. How mindful are you about that danger?
No, I am not worried about that. I think that we always try, as I just said, to have a style of playing. So playing away or playing at home is the same. Maybe we know that we are going to play normally against 8 or 9 playing behind the ball. So it's very important to be concentrated in defending. So try to create a space against difficult teams that they defend very well. But I hope that tomorrow we will win again here.
Was the most pleasing thing about the result at Borussia the character that you mentioned before? Obviously you have great players, but it's not always worked out that well. It was character the key thing. Yes,
for me, because so many times you must read or you must hear that this team has no character to play in Europe, because we lost the first game here against Juventus. We won against Bayern Munich away. We won against Rome away. So I think that this team has the character. It was important to demonstrate in a day that we didn't play very well that you have another arms also to try to win.
And it shows that it's possible without Vincent, who has been so key, and when he's missing as he is at the moment, that's such a big problem for you, isn't it?
No, I always say that I never complain about the players that cannot play. We have a squad. Of course, if you have 11 players less or 8 players less, of course, it's very difficult. But I don't think that one name can change the performance of this team. I think that without Vincent, we also win a lot of games. Of course, he's a very important player for us. This is our captain, and we hope that he will play soon again. But without Vincent, we can win also.
Just finally, are you any closer to understanding what the long-standing problem seems to be with Vincent's injuries?
Well, it's a problem, of course. In the last years, he has a lot of games that he cannot play for different muscle injuries. But it's in the way he works. I hope that in the future he will have less injuries.
Manuel.
Well.
Vincent has been called up for the Belgium squad. Will you be asking him not to travel?
No, I can ask him not to travel. If the national squad calls him, he must go. But he cannot play, so I don't think that he will play. And in the same way, when you don't play when you don't play by your national squad, you cannot play after for your club. I think that in the other sense must be exactly the way. If you cannot play with your club, you cannot play in the national squad.
Does that surprise you then, given his injury, that Belgium have called him up?
No, because he's an important player. He must be with his mates, which Belgium is playing also important things for the next European Cup. So that's not a problem for him to go to the national squad.
Manuel.
Just follow it.
Sorry, Manuel. When it comes to this year's Ballon d'Or, Messi and Ronaldo are obviously the favourites, but how far off do you think Sergio Aguero is from that level? Is he someone that should be considered a winner?
No, really, I don't think it's not important at this moment in what level is Kun. We know what Kun can give to the team. He gave all the other years a lot of important things to our team. I am sure that he will be a very important player in this year. And at the end of the year, you must evaluate the level of the performance of different players.
Manuel, just on Vincent again, do you have an idea how long you expect him to be out for?
I hope that he can return after international break. I'm not sure, but I hope that after 15 days he will be able to play. But the calf is a difficult muscle, so we must see in the way he improves in the next days.
Was sort of concern over Vincent's injury history the main reason you decided to bring in Otamendi this summer, Manuel? Did you feel, given the number of problems Vincent's had, that you needed extra quality cover in central defence?
Well, not only just reason, or just one reason. I think that for different things, I evaluate that we need another central back. We choose Otamendi, that he's playing very well. And of course, when you take a decision, you must decide about a lot of things.
In terms of Vincent, with your medical staff, do you sort of accept at the start of the season that Vincent will have muscle injuries and that you are going to miss your captain for?
You always, as a player, have history. I'm not talking only about Vincent. You have history, so you have an average games that you don't play every season, except when you are very unlucky that you have a broken bone. But if not, you must understand that some players will not play the whole game, the whole year. But I remember that we won the last 6 games, the last season without Vincent.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying that.
So it's not only just focus on him.
I was just wondering, Manuel, given that he keeps getting these calf injuries, have the doctors done any real diagnosis of why he keeps getting the same injuries, or is it just down to that intensity of the way he plays and trains?
Well, he always doing different studying why he has that problems, but it's his muscle. Every player has different type of muscle, and unfortunately for him, he has a lot of injuries.
He'll be assessed by the Belgian doctor and then presumably be sent back to you, will he? That's the normal routine.
Properly, or he will stay there, recovering there. But
you're quite happy for him to stay with the squad,
yes,
providing he doesn't play.
We'll see what Vincent will do. At the beginning, he must go to his national squad. Maybe he will come back. We'll see.
Manuel, you seemed particularly disappointed after the defeats to West Ham and Tottenham. Is that because at the start of the season it's been so unpredictable, so many of the teams that you'd expect to challenge for the title have dropped points, that you really see this as a chance to take advantage of that?
No, I was disappointed to lose 2 games in a row, but maybe both teams are not easy. West Ham, and I said before, that game was a very difficult team that they won against important teams away before they beat us. I think that game can happen once in a year. We have so many chances to score. They have just 2 chances, and they score 3 chances. They score 2 at the beginning, but losing 3 points at home, of course, you must be disappointed. Against Tottenham, again, I think that we made a very good first half, 45 minutes, that really Tottenham didn't shoot at our goal, except in the last minute that they scored that illegal goal. But now that is part of the past, not important for the future. If you tell me before the start of the season that we are going to have 15 points from 21, it will be maybe not the best, but it's a good start.
Yaya said last week that he's under a certain amount of pressure from his country to carry on playing. But what's your thoughts on whether he should carry on playing international football?
I think for the club, it's very proud to that all our players can be in their national squad, because I think that it means that we have good players. After that, every player must decide if they are able to play in both things, in their national squad and in their club. That's why I respect the decision that they have.
He has said before, though, how tiring he's found it, hasn't he?
Well, but Yaya has different problems last year. Maybe he played so many games after the World Cup, after Africa Cup. Here, he always plays every game. So, of course, maybe he can be a little bit tired, but it's his decision.
You were saying, Manuel, you don't have to go and blame one player.
Sorry. About the injury list, I didn't say Yaya. He's always a problem with his hamstrings, so he cannot play. No, he cannot play.
You're saying that you don't have to go and blame one player being out for things going wrong, perhaps, but you went 5 games at the start of the season and didn't concede. In the 4 games that you've not had Vincent, you conceded, I think, 8 goals. Doesn't that underline what a key player that he is for you?
Of course, I just said that he's a very important player for the team. He's the captain, and we are always going to miss him. But we cannot say that because Vincent is not playing, we are conceding goals. I think that we have another players. I always say that defending is part of the complete team, not just for one player. So that's not the reason.
And also, I think before your time here, there was some issues where Vincent went to Belgium with an injury that meant that he couldn't play here, but did play for them. Is that a concern for you at all, that he might play for them, and will there be any contact between you and their camp in terms of saying, what's going on?
Well, the medical staff are always in contact before that. I repeat, I don't think that Vincent will play in the national squad. We cannot do nothing about that because they have the decision, but he's not able to play.
But it's outside of your control whether he plays or not?
Yes, of course. It's out of the control of any manager of the clubs. The national squad have the lists of the players that play for them. They have in the international break the authority to use them.
But you're confident that he won't play?
He cannot play.
Manuel, does it cause any difficulties having a captain in Vincent Kompany who can be in and out of the team?
Why so many questions about Vincent Kompany? Well, I said Vincent it's a very important player for us. It's important because he has a lot of character, personality, but I don't want to link one thing with the other one. That's why I don't want to continue answer questions about him. He's our captain. He's an important player. I said from the first 5 games when we didn't concede goal that the 4 of the line back was untouchable in that moment. For different reasons, he cannot play, Bangala couldn't play, and we had to make changes. But I repeat, we have a squad.
Okay, different subject then. Yaya Toure, you said to us last week that he wanted to play in the Capital Cup one game. He always seems to want to play. Is it possible for you to leave him out? If you feel he needs a rest, given the fact he always wants to play.
Yes, of course. No, it doesn't mean. Yaya played against Sunderland because in that moment we have just 11 players for the team. We have 11 players injured. Maybe if in that moment Fabian Delph was without injury, or maybe he will not play. But he wants to play always, but he cannot play all the games.
Manuel, do you think with Yaya Toure now being out, there's the opportunity for Fernandinho and Fernando to bring some balance to the side with the 4 attacking players ahead of them? Do you think there is the opportunity without Yaya now to go back to the balance that there was maybe at the start of the season?
But the balance that we had at the beginning of the season was Yaya and Fernandinho.
But for, Kevin De Bruyne wasn't playing, and now he is. That's one more attacking player, a different kind of attacking player to Jesus Navas, who doesn't give perhaps as much cover to the defence.
No, I don't think so. I think that with Yaya we can have a balanced team also. Of course, without him, it's a moment for Fernandinho that they did it last season a lot of games, and they did it very well, both of them. Fernandinho changed a little bit his position, but I don't think that Yaya cannot play because we are an unbalanced team. I think that all the team works, and with Yaya including, the important thing is to have a good recovery, to have a good concentration. And I think that with Yaya or without Yaya, we are a balanced team.
Manuel, do you think you've seen more improvement so far this year than last season? And does that give you more encouragement about your prospects this season, or do you not think you're playing any differently from last season, or as well?
No, I don't think that we are playing different. I think that we are playing in the same way. Last season, we had very good moments also. We had bad moments, as every team during the whole year, because it's impossible to have just one performance during the whole year. So I think that style we were not going to change. It doesn't depend on the names.
Have you seen improvement though, or are there still weaknesses that are happening that you thought you would have addressed by now?
It's so different to compare one season with part of the season. Maybe if you talk about the first 5 games, we didn't concede 1 goal. Maybe if you are talking about the last game, we are not defending well in this moment. But last season we defend very well, part of the season, and very bad in another games.
Manuel, will you be telling your players to remember the passports when they go on international duty?
I don't think it's important, that question.
Okay, thank you.